Okay, guys. Today I wanted to do something a little bit interesting, somewhat challenging for myself too, because not the kind of thing that I usually do. But recently there's been this whole talk about League of Legends. I dabble a little bit into League of Legends every now and then, and I've seen that one of my favorite uh one of my favorite champions is getting a visual rework after God knows how many years, and that's Shyvana. So I thought that was a really, really cool thing that was happening because, man, I've been playing League since like 2014, and at the time, even in 2014, the game was already kind of old. So there's a lot of like characters in League of Legends that have not received any form of like visual update that makes them cool, and even in terms of how they play, they haven't changed much. I'm surprised that correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm even surprised that a character like Annie never received like a rework or even Malphite. I know they have Wild Reef, which is like the mobile game version of League, where they have like a new, like a brand new like engine pretty much. Like it looks way better than League, and a lot of designs and ideas from there are like really good too. So looking at Shyvana from Wild Rift a couple years ago, I thought, oh my god, she looked awesome. Like it would be realistic for her to look like this in the game too. But still, she needed like a lot of changes. Like just overall, the character, the way she works is not, it's really not that great. And Shyvana was also one of the first characters that I picked up. I think Thresh was my first character that I played because I saw him the first time. I was like, oh my god, I need to play this game because I like my big, spooky, edgy skeletons. And Thresh was definitely, he really resonated with me. So looking at Thresh, I got into League. But then I also saw Shyvana and I thought, wow, she looks awesome. Like this character can turn into a dragon. She looks cool. She has like this big red flamboyant armor. I thought that was awesome. And funny enough, I suck at both. But yeah, overall, looking at the idea that Shyvana was finally getting a new visual update and everything, I thought that was cool. And initially, there was this first leak that we saw of the character, and it got a lot of reactions. Personally, my initial reaction was, my goodness, she looks awesome. I need this. I'm ready to go back to into League. I heard they have the WASD movement. Get me back into it. I'm ready. So looking at the new design, I really liked it, and a lot of people seem to like it too. Of course, there's always a crowd that has all kinds of opinion and they didn't really like it, and that's fine. I think that's just how it is whenever there's a visual update. There's always going to be people who are like, this is too far away from what we are used to, or yeah, this is like really sick. Thank god they finally did some changes. um but I would say, if there are things about this initial design that I don't really like. Personally, I feel like I like the silhouette of the character, kind of, but I'm not really sure if I agree with some of the parts. Like, I'm not really sure if I like the pants. I'm not really sure if I like the fact that she no longer has her big gauntlets. I guess they were kind of They were kind of goofy, right? Like the big gauntlets were kind of goofy, but it wasn't all that bad. I'm sure there were ways to redesign the character without like losing that specific aspect of her, and I'm kind of disappointed that they removed that. But I will say, from the first leak, something that I really liked about her is especially her face. The character looked very monstrous, like kind of scary, not human at all, quite. So I like that aspect of that initial design. And then I think a couple of weeks later, there was like an official reveal of the character, and in that updated version, I have to say I don't like the character. I don't like what they did. They kind of toned down a lot of aspects, and they kind of also turned her into a more like pretty, very, she looks like she should be on like a Vogue magazine or something. Like, I get it. Everybody likes the character to be attractive, and I think there are plenty of ways to make attractive characters. I don't think everyone looking like a Barbie doll is exactly a good idea, and this is a criticism that League has received in the recent years. Like, a lot of the characters are not They're really shying away from the more monstrous design. I'm not a big fan of the new Shyvana design, especially with the fact that her face is just way too human. She lacks any aspect that makes her not totally human. She's like a human with like blue skin, basically, and a lot of makeup. She's basically just Widowmaker. I think that's so disappointing. So when I made this, fan art of her, this little portrait that I'm making right now, I came across a lot of things as I was drawing. Like right now, you see me changing the hair, adding the braids, adding the little scales and freckles on the face. I did all of that because it felt right to me. Like I really like the braids that she has on her original design. I think it adds a little bit of, a little bit of nice femininity and nice personality to the character. I think it's really cool. I like the freckles too and the scales. It makes her like, it's almost like it's a transition towards something that's less human-like, because like the big scales on the eyes, under the eyes and on the cheeks, I think that's really cool. So losing little aspects like that definitely made the character less, impactful visually. And I will also say the eyes, I made the eyes different. I tried to make them sharper, just because I think having sharper eyes kind of gives her that kind of animalistic look, which the character, in my opinion, used to have. Of course, I have to add a little bit of a little bit of doubt here, because we only saw the character model. I think the only other thing that we saw of this new design is a shot of Shyvana in a cutscene, like a rendered cutscene or something like that, and it looked really cool. But even then, I'm looking at that and it's not quite what I would want from a character like Shyvana. So there's a lot more things. I took a lot of liberties with adding and removing things, just so the character could look a bit more like what I wish it would look like. Of course, when I'm doing an exercise like this, there's not exactly a big goal with it. Like, I'm just trying to envision, like basically speaking things into existence, and that's basically what I wanted to do with this whole redesign of the character. I would say I did a pretty okay job. The final result is pretty nice too, so it's not like I fumbled entirely. Some things could be done better. So yeah, that's those are my thoughts on Shyvana. I'm just going to let the art rock here, so you guys enjoy that too. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Any form of feedback or criticism about what I did, things I could have done better too, I am totally open for that. Please let me know. I'll really enjoy reading some of these comments. So yeah, have a good one. Peace.